Hey, Fragrance Junkie Gang, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome. You already know what it is time for. It is time for my April end of the month candle empties. Starting with the room sprays, we have lavender and bergamot and clean house vibes luxe cotton. I enjoyed both of these room sprays so much. I wish I would have got a backup of each when they had that good room spray sale. I did go in and haul quite a few room sprays, and I didn't spray the luxe cotton in store. I did end up smelling a single wick and thought it was just going to be okay. Absolutely loved this room spray in my bathroom, as well as the lavender and bergamot. I didn't pick up the lavender and bergamot candle, but I did enjoy it in the room spray, and both of these would definitely be repurchases for me. Moving on to the wax melts, and I have to say that South of Sanity definitely took over when it came to my wax melts that I enjoyed for the month of April, and I want to start with Werewolf. Now, I know that some stated that this scent leaned either sexy or spooky, but for me, this leaned gourmand. For some reason, I got some type of bakery cinnamon gourmand fragrance when I melted this fragrance. And when I had it lit in my bedroom, because I was expecting a sexy masculine scent, my middle daughter walked in and was like, why does it smell like popcorn in here? And I didn't get a popcorn vibe, but it definitely did lean foodie. So I put it in my open concept. It performed nicely in both my open and closed concept space. And now that I know this leans more gourmand to my nose, at least, if I were to repurchase this, I would definitely enjoy it in my open concept area because it smells delicious. So I might be the odd one out that got a foodie scent when it comes to Werewolf. But either way, I enjoyed this fragrance. Next up, we have one of my absolute favorite fragrances that I fell in love with last spring, and it is the tomato vine scent. This is one of the most authentic tomato vine fragrances that I've ever smelled. And I did state in my haul video that I was heartbroken when I didn't see it on the website to purchase. So Virgil was kind enough to pour me a few batches. I enjoyed blending this and enjoyed it on its own. In my open concept, it performs well. If I put one cube in my kitchen and one cube in either my dining room or living room, it'll fill my whole open concept space. One cube alone will fill the room it's placed in and drift into the next room. So I will put this in like the 6 to 7 range in a large open space for me. Love this scent. Virgil, I know you probably don't have time to formulate and make more this year, but please bring tomato vine back next spring. Next up, we have Poolside, and Poolside has that chlorine accord with the beach towel. I absolutely love this fragrance. I do feel like it was a tad bit softer on warm compared to Creature, which is another one of Virgil's like fresh aquatic scents, but I still enjoyed this one. I just enjoyed it in a smaller enclosed space, so I did have it in my bedroom. I do have one more pack of this to enjoy, and I love the scent so much that I definitely would repurchase it. And last but not least, as far as the wax melts, we have Desert Thunderstorm ×2. I did go back and haul 6 more packs of this fragrance because I loved it that much. So I hauled this fragrance a total of 8 times. If you love petrichor scents, you absolutely have to get this fragrance if it's still available on the website. This was strong for me in both an open and closed concept. So I was able to get, I want to say 3 melt sessions. I used tea light warmers. So in 3 to 3.5 hour tea lights. So I was able to melt 1 to 2 cubes a total of 3 times. So about 9 hours of fragrance output for 1 to 2 cubes. Absolutely love Desert Thunderstorm. I think Virgil stated that Chance told him not to change the fragrance because Virgil was going to tweak it. Thank you so much, Chance, if you are watching, for telling Virgil to keep it as is because I absolutely love this fragrance and I highly recommend it if you enjoy petrichor scents. Moving on to the candles, we have Spring Witch. Now, this was one that Virgil was nice enough to throw in my repurchase of my 6 packs of Desert Thunderstorm wax melts. I did haul this in a wax melt. I had Summer Witch last year, so I wanted to try Spring Witch. If you like floral, incensey, like patchouli fragrances, then you'll enjoy this one. To me, this one isn't as heavy on the patchouli as Summer Witch is. They both have like a powdery floral presence to them, but I feel like Spring Witch is a little bit more softer. Really enjoyed this. Solid 7 strength and throw in my bedroom. No issues with the burn. Virgil's wax is 100% paraffin in his candles, so you have to enjoy paraffin to, purchase his candles. And even just taking the lid off, I could smell the fragrance. There was something that Virgil mentioned where the first two burns, it might look like the candle is tunneling, but I think it's called hang up. That did occur, but as I continued to burn the candle and trim the wicks, once I got to like the third burn, it was, you know, melting nice and evenly. The color, the wax was like a yellow color, so that's not discoloration with the wax. He actually like colored the wax a little bit, but I absolutely enjoyed burning this candle every time I lit it. And if you like those like incensey witchy scents, then I highly recommend Spring Witch. You can't go wrong in the wax melt or the single wick candle. Next up, we have Evening Riverwalk from Yankee, which was released in their Daydreaming of Autumn collection a few falls ago. Now, I love this fragrance when I first purchased it, but I believe the strength and throw was lacking. It was like a low medium in my bedroom space. So when I saw it on clearance and the fact that I have hurricanes now, I decided to pick it up. I think it was in the $6 to $8 range. This had like a lot of top, mid, and base notes, but it's like a masculine, like a nice, sweet masculine fragrance. Not too cologne-y. I believe it had like leather and suede and vanilla in it, but beautiful fragrance blend. Now in a hurricane, this got up to, I would say, a 6 to 7 max in my bedroom space. However, the wicks kept getting puny, so I had to keep cotton balling it. And then towards the end of the burn, the candle wasn't burning, the flames wasn't burning hot, but I did notice my wicks was like drifting. So at this point, it's about right here. I just decided to call it a day, but I will pop this in the freezer and cut up the wax and just use it on my wax warmers because I really do enjoy this. I just don't got time to keep trying to keep an eye on the drifting wicks, and it burnt nice and clean. So no wax discoloration. This one is discontinued, but Yankee has been bringing back some scents, so I wouldn't be surprised if this one possibly returned in the future. Another candle I recently finished from Kringle is Pineapple Cilantro. Now this one did suffer from puny wicks after the first burn, so I did have to keep it in a hurricane. I enjoyed this one in my open concept. It threw at a solid 7. And while this is called Pineapple Cilantro, I mostly just got a sweet, juicy pineapple scent from this candle. Other than the puny wicks, no issues with soot or high flames or like wax discoloration. So performance-wise, aside from the wicks, it did good. And me keeping it in a hurricane, I was able to get a nice, consistent strength and throw from it. So really enjoyed this one. And if Kringle did do like just a basic pineapple, like sweet, juicy pineapple scent, I would definitely repurchase it. Next up from Goose Creek's, I would say garden collection is Time and Terra. This was my second favorite from the candles that I purchased from this collection. I would say the strength and throw was about a 6 in my open concept space. And this one had a nice balance of herbs and citrus. Scent notes are fresh thyme, garden lavender, rosemary leaves, and bright citrus. And the burn quality was nice with this one. It didn't burn hot, fast, or sooty. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. There were times that I had it placed in my kitchen and I enjoyed it between my kitchen and dining room space. And it was times that if I didn't have it lit on its own, I was blending it with the other candles in this collection. So I really enjoyed this one and I would repurchase it. Then I decided to pull out Summer Veranda from Goose Creek, which was released last summer. Strength and throw was a solid 7 in my bedroom. I will say the first like 2 to 3 burns, it was a little subtle, but then before I got to the midpoint, it picked up and remained a solid 7 through the rest of the candle. This one, it didn't burn hot or sooty, but it did get some slight wax discoloration with a little bit of wick fallout, like wick residue, wick particles in the wax. Didn't alter the fragrance at all. Fragrance notes are summer blooms, fresh ocean air, and dune grass. So you gotta like those like green, floral, beachy scents to get into this one. I love this one so much. I think I have 1 or 2 more left in my stash. So I think I hauled it a total of 3 to 4 times. So really enjoyed this one. And if it returned, I will repurchase it. I love Papaya Leaf and Bamboo from Goose Creek. I'm so glad it continues to return. Strength and throw is in a high range in my open concept space. I rated about an 8. I already repurchased this one when it returned this, I think it was the spring season, but it was in a summer collection. This is so good. It's kind of like dewy and fruity. What's the notes for this one? Juicy papaya, sweet mango, bamboo woods, and lush rainwater. So yeah, I love this scent. If you like more like fresh and sweet fruity scents that aren't leaning too tropical, like a pina colada type of scent or like a pineapple coconut, then I highly recommend picking papaya leaf and bamboo up if it's still on the site. Moving on to a Bath and Body Works candle, Life's a Fairy Tale. Now, I know I talk so much trash and I said I was going to toss this in my candle crock, but it was performing so good as far as the wicks and the burn quality, not the strip and throw, that I just kept burning it until I finished it. So I am going to repurpose this jar because I absolutely love the lid and I think it's pretty. So I'll probably repurpose it and put some Q-tips in there. Life's a Fairy Tale has scent notes of Charming Berries, Floral Fairy Tale, Kingdom Woods. Those are the 3 scent notes. And this was just a candied sweet berry scent. It was nicely done. And other than the slight wax discoloration on that last burn, no soot, not a hot, fast burner. For the most part, it burned clean the entire time. Strength and throw was in the low range for me in a closed concept space, but my daughter said this reminded her of the berry Skittles, the purple pack. And I started to put it in her bedroom for her to enjoy it. But after a while of me continuously lighting it, I did enjoy it for what it was. I put it in a Hurricane, and I think I might have been able to get it at like a 4 to 5 max in my bedroom space once I got to the halfway point. So if this came back, it would be a pass for me, but I did enjoy this candle for what it was. Another disappointing candle, Dead Sea Salt from Kringle. This one not only had a low strength and throw, but no matter how much I cotton balled it, it seems like the wicks just self-trimming and it maintained a low flame. So while it didn't get puny wick syndrome, it didn't drown, like the wicks weren't drowning, it just was a low, slow burner. And I think that impacted the strength and throw. I will say if you like a very subtle, fresh, clean spa-like scent, then you may want to get this one. But for me, this will be a one and done. I did catch it on sale. I think it was like 25 bucks. But even then, $25 for a candle to not really get to experience it as far as fragrance output kind of sucks. So in my open concept, it got completely lost. In my bedroom in a Hurricane, it was times I was burning this from sun up to sundown, supervised, of course. And I could only really get whiffs of it when I walked in and out the room. When I was in the room, present in the room with it lit, I definitely went nose blind to it. So burn quality as far as cleanliness, definitely had no issues there because it wasn't a hot, fast, sooty burner. But again, the strength and throw was very lackluster with this one. And the scent notes are Himalayan sea salt, bergamot waters, salted sage, aquatic floral, white cedar, and sheer musks. Moving on to a Yankee that I absolutely enjoy, and it is one of my absolute favorite scents from Yankee, is Beach Escape. Now, this is a nice, fresh, aquatic, floral, beachy scent. Beach Escape has top notes of ozone, watery, green palm, mid notes of lily of the valley, jasmine, and dandelion, and base notes of barley, grass, musky, and woody. So definitely got the top and mid notes. The base notes, I would say, maybe like a soft, fresh, clean musk, but very subtle. And a little slight hint of greenery, but no woodiness, not to my nose. And I'm guessing barley is like a green, grassy note, but this is so beautiful and fresh. And this threw at a solid 7 in my bedroom. And I think I have one more of this left in my stash in this signature jar. Burnt nice and clean with no issues. So no wax discoloration, not a ton of soot accumulated in the jar. And I'm looking forward to burning my last one, but it's also bittersweet. I don't know if this one was discontinued or if Yankee has it on the website in a different jar style. But if you could get your hands on Beach Escape and you like those like fresh aquatic beachy floral scents, then I highly recommend it. If you watch my Bath and Body Works, I think it was the $11.95 lowest price of the season haul video, then you will know how much I enjoyed Carrot and Nectarine on cold. And it did not disappoint on warm. So I did repurchase this candle. I purchased it a total of 4 times. So I had 3 more backups left in my stash. Carrot and Nectarine has scent notes of fresh grown carrot, nectarine blossom, and garden sunshine. And if you love fresh vegetal garden scents, then you'll absolutely enjoy this one. It is some sweetness present from the stone fruit, the nectarine, but it's definitely a fresh earthy scent. So you will have to like that scent profile in order to get into this one. And the burn quality was great with this candle. No puny wicks, no high flames, no soot, no wax discoloration. So proud and happy to have a backup, to have multiple backups in my stash. And I want to say this one was a strong medium in my open concept space. So if you want something that fills out the open concept area, but it's not going to be super overwhelming, and you want to get into like a nice, fresh, sweet, earthy scent, then I highly recommend Carrot and Nectarine. Now, Cucumber Garden from Goose Creek was my absolute favorite from the Garden collection. And I love this so much on cold that I did back it up and repurchase it. I would have hauled more, but I was trying to behave. So I did just repurchase this one time. Shrimp and Throw was a solid 7 in my open concept space. A little bit of soot on the last burn as the candle was finishing out, but not a ton of wax discoloration. And yes, this one, what the name of the candle, Cucumber Garden, it smells like a fresh, watery cucumber. So authentic. You're literally at your kitchen counter slicing up a cucumber on a cutting board. Like amazing. Scent notes are fresh cucumber, herbal green leaves, and sea salt. Absolutely love this one and highly recommend it. Another Goose Creek candle, we have Carrot Cake. This one is one of the best carrot cake candles I've ever experienced. I hauled it for the first time last year, repurchased it this year, and definitely will grab it again next year when it comes out for Easter. This had a high Shrimp and Throw in my open concept space. I rated at about an 8 to 8.5. This one didn't burn super hot and fast. I kept it to 3 hours. No soot, no wax discoloration. So authentic to a spiced carrot cake with cream cheese frosting. And the cream cheese frosting note in this candle is done to perfection. If you've never tried this candle, if you didn't get it this year, when it comes back next season, definitely pick it up. I love it. I will always continue to repurchase this one as long as Goose Creek continues to bring it back. I was in a lavender mood, so I decided to pull out Lavender Vanilla from Bath and Body Works. I love this scent in the body care. So when I saw that this returned in candle form, what year was it? 2023. I think I picked up almost a crate worth. So I think I'm down to like my last one. Now this one in my bedroom was more of a soft medium performer. I would say like in the 5 to 6 range. No issues with the burn on this one. It burned nice and clean. No high flames. It did have, I think, the thin core wicks. So I definitely had to keep my burn time down to 3 hours. But if you love the Lavender Vanilla body care, you'll enjoy the candle. Slight powderiness to it, but not so heavy that it comes off baby powder like. And you do get a nice little subtle sweetness from the vanilla with the lavender. So it's not too like herbal aromatherapy French lavender. So really enjoyed this one. And if it came back, I would repurchase it. Then we have Bunny Hop from Kringle's Easter release this year. I didn't love this one, but I didn't hate it either. It was my least favorite out of the Easter collection. I was expecting more of like a cakey, gourmand strawberry scent with like some chocolate in there. This to me came off as like a kind of like a candy sweet artificial strawberry with a hint of chocolate in the background. No cake batter, no baked cake, none of that. I would say this was a 6 without a hurricane, but when I had it in my hurricane, it threw at a solid 7 to 7.5. But when I had it in my hurricane, I did have to watch it because it was a hot, fast burner. So I did get some accumulation in the jar, but no wax discoloration. And yeah, this isn't bad. I would say if you like strawberry chocolate scents, you'll probably enjoy this one. But for me, it was a one and done. And the last candle from the Goose Creek Garden collection that I enjoyed, but it wasn't my favorite, is the White Basil and Verbena. Now, this one for me was more of a low medium, 5 out of 10 in my open concept space. And to me, this one was a little bit more heavy on the herbalness, lighter on the citrus. So the herbal notes came off a little bitter to me. I did get some, what is that, shedding of the wicks into the wax pool, but it didn't alter the fragrance. And this one kind of was the slowest burning one out of the 3 that I burnt through. Yeah, like I get the citrus, but this one, I like Tom and Tara in the Cucumber Garden more. This one had a little bit of a bitterness to it with the citrus. So not a bad fragrance, but didn't love it, so wouldn't repurchase it. Scent notes are bright lemon, mandarin orange, white basil, and crushed verbena. From Goose Creek's Passport to Japan collection, we have Kyoto Tea House. This one really surprised me. I enjoyed this one. Just looking at the scent notes, I didn't know what to expect, but they intrigued me. And that's what made me want to purchase it. And at one point, I think it was on the site, then it was off the site. And as soon as I saw it get restocked, I hurried up and snagged it. Strength and Throw was a 6 in my open concept space, and a Hurricane, it threw at a solid 7. Scent notes are fresh tea leaves, bright matcha, and steamed rice. And you definitely get like a starchy steamed rice. It's a green tea fragrance, but it's not like a basic citrusy, like bright green tea. You do get that steamed rice accord in there. Oh my gosh. And it comes off more like a brown rice and not like a white rice. It's so good. This blend was very unique, and I'm glad Goose Creek stepped outside the box and did something different. I feel like I enjoyed all of the candles in the Passport to Japan collection. A few of them on cold I was iffy about when I did my cold sniff haul, but after burning them and reviewing them, I enjoyed each of them, and each of them had something different to offer. So good job, Goose Creek, on this collection. It didn't burn hot and fast. I did get some slight wax discoloration towards the end of the candle, finishing out on the last burn, but overall it burned nice and clean for me. I didn't back up any of the candles from this collection because it was just too many. I would have ended up repurchasing the entire collection. So I just burned them and enjoyed them for what they were. And I do have, I think, 3 more left from this collection to burn through and enjoy. So if you want something that's different, unique, not your average tea fragrance, then I would say check this one out if it's still available on the site. Another candle from Kringle that I absolutely love and decided to pull out and enjoy for the month of April is Coral. Now, this one is on the soft medium side. In my closed concept space, I rated a 6 out of 10, but it's a nice, fresh, clean, lean spa, fancy hotel lobby type of scent. So if you like those type of fragrances, I highly recommend Coral. Scent notes are ozonic freshness, sparkling bergamot, splash of lemon, lavender, which I believe is lavender, sandalwood, creamy tonka bean, smooth amber, and sheer musk. Such a beautiful scent. It's one of those ones you kind of got to get it and like smell it for yourself. It's a little hard to explain, but all I can say is it's nice, fresh, clean, and relaxing. It's not like super perfumey. It's not like a fresh, clean, aquatic cologne scent. It's just a very pretty, fresh, soft, clean scent. So if that sounds like your vibe, then I highly recommend trying this one. I think I purchased it a total of 3 times, so I have 1 more left in my stash to enjoy. But as long as this one is around, I would definitely repurchase it again. Morning Rainstorm from Bath and Body Works is another fresh, clean. Even though I don't think it had a floral note listed, I do feel like it was some type of pretty floral fragrance note in this candle. Strength and Throw was a solid 7 for me in a closed concept space. I enjoyed this in my bedroom. Fragrance notes are dewy raindrops. Okay, scent story is dewy raindrops softly fall as citrus rays of sunshine peek through fluffy clouds. And this one kind of falls in the vein of turquoise waters, hibiscus waterfalls, and even eucalyptus rain if you take away the eucalyptus note. So while, again, it doesn't say floral, I feel like it's a pretty aquatic floral scent. Reminded me of like a body care lotion when I first smelled it in store. No issues with the burn. Beautiful burn. No hot sooty flames and no wax discoloration with this one. I did want to get a backup of this one, but it ended up selling out in my store before I could get it. But I absolutely enjoyed this candle. And Bath and Body Works does fragrances like this so well that along the line somewhere something like this will return. So this is a scent, in this scent category that I would definitely repurchase again. I burned through a lot of my favorite scents during the month of April, you guys. Another one of my favorites from Bath & Body Works, Mulan. I did haul a backup of this candle, and I even hauled it in the mini fine fragrance mist. I recently started wearing it, and I wish I would have got the full size. I don't know why I didn't. But even my youngest daughter, she's about to be 8 next week. She, out of all the princess fragrances, Mulan was her favorite. So I got her a mini one as well, and she loves wearing it to school. But Mulan has fragrance notes of magnolia blossom, fierce waters, and radiant apricot. And this is a fresh aquatic sweet fruity scent. To me, it's not heavy on the floral note. I feel like Mulan's was less floral leaning than some of the other princess candles that had floral notes in them. So Strength and Throw, I would say, was a 6 in my open concept and more of a solid 7 in my closed concept. But I enjoyed it so much on cold that when I purchased it for the first time in store, I automatically grabbed the backup because I loved it so much. And it performed well for me. Nice clean burn, no soot, no wax discoloration. So always glad to see when a Bath and Body Works candle gives a good performance and a decent enough strength and throw to where I can enjoy the fragrance. So this one is probably sold out by now. So I hope you got your hands on it because this was a really well done fragrance. Moving on to another one of my favorites, Butterfly from Bath and Body Works. I will say the strength and throw and my open concept on this one was a 6. But boy, was this one a hot, fast, sooty burner. So hot that I think I left it going for maybe 20 minutes too long. And my wick clip loosened up and drifted. I think it only happened on this side and my label started to pull off. So I'm glad I caught it. But I have one more of this exact packaging in my stash that I'm probably just going to place in a candle crock because, again, this one just burned way too hot. Sooty, like you can see the soot in the jar, you can see the soot swirls in the wax, and the fact that the clips loosened up to the point where it was like up against the glass and melting the label. I don't play with stuff like that. So as much as I love this fragrance, absolutely love Butterfly, my backup is definitely going to go in a candle crock because this one you definitely, I wouldn't even recommend burning it for 3 hours, 2.5 max. If you have this exact packaging from 2024 in your candle collection. And then last but not least, we have Shoreline Hydrangea. Now this one for me, I would say the strength was about a low, maybe like a 4, but I would put the throw at like a low medium 5. I could smell it softly when I was present in the room with it lit, and then walking in and out of the room, I noticed it more. I do wish this one was stronger because it was a very pretty, like floral fragrance, soft floral fragrance, not like a super strong, heady floral. Scent notes are dewy hydrangea petals, salty air, and cedarwood. And I will say it definitely had that, like, you know, airy accord to it. Definitely floral and fresh, but I just wish this one was stronger because it was a very pretty scent. And I don't think I had any burn issues. Nope. Nice clean burn. I think this had thin core wicks. I can't tell if they look like thin core wicks. They might have been the thick ropey ones, but it didn't dud out, didn't get puny wicks, didn't burn hot, fast, and sooty. So it was a clean burn. But Strength and Throw, yeah, I put low medium in a closed concept. Strength and Throw was definitely on the lighter side for me with this candle. So this one will be a one and done purchase for me. That's it, you guys. That wraps up my April home fragrance empties. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. And until next time, bye.